I just didn't know how to be let me stop until I get myself together. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Yes, we're in the car, so you already know we're going to talk about a topic that's important. So today's topic is going to be about daddy issues and why I never, as a younger girl, like 13, 14, acknowledged or thought I had any. But as I got older and started to be even more self-aware, I realized, girl, you did. Okay, and you may even still do, but now that you acknowledge it, you can change it and you can grow and be better. That's what life is about. So, yeah, let's get right into this topic. So before I even jump into the dad issues that I dealt with and the ones that shined out of me, because there's definitely different ways to mirror having, you know, a father figure issue or even a male figure. It doesn't always come down to a father. If you had an uncle that was the male in your life, like a healthy male role as a young girl. And by the way, this is a video about a young girl growing up with a dad. I can't relate to being a guy, or, you know, I can't relate to being a guy growing up without a dad figure. I don't know. I can't speak from a male's perspective. So this video is purely from a woman's perspective and how it affects a woman growing up without that healthy male first example of a man. Okay. So before I even get into how it shined through me, I just want to give an example of what a healthy male figure is to me as someone who didn't even grow up with it. So a healthy father figure to me, or a healthy male figure to me, is the first man in a woman's life, in a young girl's life, that showed her respect, showed her love. First male figure that bought her flowers and showed her appreciation, and, you know, appreciation, respect, love, healthy communication from a man. Like, all these first examples of a man comes from your dad, comes from this hero in your life. Like, as a young girl, like, you almost have a crush on your dad in a way. I feel like he's just the man of your life. Like, my dad buys me flowers, my dad takes care of me, my dad helps me when I'm hurt, my dad, you know, it's just this male figure, right? This is an emotional topic, bitch. But no, I'll just aside. Like, that's what I mean when I say healthy male figure. The first healthy example of everything a man should be to a little girl, and later on a woman, you know? So I just want to get my idea of what a healthy relationship is with a man so that I can get on to the other points. So now that I acknowledge that, I also want to acknowledge that it's not a black or white situation, and it's not an end all be all. Like, I know plenty girls / women that grew up with a healthy male figure and may even be more effed up than me. You know, someone who didn't grow up with one. So it's definitely not an end all be all. Like, I'm just talking about the ideal situation of a woman that grew up with a healthy male figure and fully soaked that in and emotionally applies that to her life, you know? So there's plenty women who grew up with that and still, you know, like I said, is more messed up emotionally and things like that than I am, or someone else is that didn't grow up with a dad, you know? So it's definitely not a black or white situation, and growing up with a dad doesn't really make or break you. I'm literally just talking about, you know, the black and white of it right now, but it's definitely not black and white. I know plenty women that grew up with dads that have daddy issues, okay? So it's definitely not an end all be all, right? But I also want to acknowledge on that same point that everything in life is what you make of it. So I always heard this little quote or like mini story about two boys that grew up with an alcoholic father. One never took a sip of alcohol in his life, and one became an alcoholic himself. Someone asked them both the same question, why are you the way they are? And both of their answers were, I watched my dad. So let a minute to soak that in. Like, every experience in life, you can either go this way or that way. So this topic that I'm talking about is not putting a label on girls that didn't grow up without a dad, like you have daddy issues. No, I'm literally just talking, all right? So yeah, that's another thing. All right, so now to get a little more personal, my personal experience with daddy issues. Like I said, when I was 13, 14, even up to being 18, I never accepted or acknowledged that I may have emotional tendencies and just character traits that stem from not having a healthy male figure growing up. But there was reasoning. I've always been self-aware, but there's different levels of self-aware. So at that age, like from young teen, like 13, 12, up into 18 or even 19, my reason for thinking I didn't have daddy issues was because my parents divorced when I was very young. So I thought daddy issues would stem from having a dad and then him leaving. That's what I thought. So my reasoning in my head for me not having daddy issues was, my parents divorced when I was 4. I don't even know what it's like to have a dad. So how would it affect me? You know, that was my logic up here. Like, if I don't know what it was like to have a dad, why would it affect me to not have one? That's what my reasoning was. And I understand why I had that reasoning. That's kind of that's one way of looking at it. So when that changed for me, I realized, hold on, it's not, maybe the lack of not knowing what it is to have a dad is the daddy issue I have. It's not because I had one and then he left. That's not the only stem of these issues. The issue can also stem from never having one, never having that example. So I thought, I thought at first it was because you had it and then you missed it. But my issue stemmed from never having it, And also, I'm not the only female in my life. My mom has 2 other daughters, and my sisters, they were older when my parents got divorced. So I was like, if anything, maybe they have a little issues, and I'm sure they do, that's their topic to talk about or whatever. But I'm simply talking about myself. But that was my growing up thinking that, oh, my sisters were older, so maybe they may have more trouble with our parents getting divorced, but I was younger, so maybe those issues missed me, So that was my reasoning for thinking I didn't have these issues. And since I didn't think I had those issues, I couldn't cater to them. I couldn't care for them. I couldn't take care of those issues within myself because I wasn't acknowledging them, right? So now that I got that, I just want to say, I want to move on to the next realm of what I'm talking about. When I finally realized, hold up, I may have some issues. Yeah. So I want to give some couple examples of my light that came out of me of these daddy issues. Let me look for a better word than light. How I was mirroring my daddy issues through my life, okay? So one of them was obviously dealing with toxic male beings in my life because I never had that healthy example. I feel like a woman with the ideal male figure in her life at first would be like, my dad didn't talk to me like that. You're not going to talk to me like that. I feel like when you grow up with, ideally, because remember, like I said, it's not black and white, but ideally, when you grow up with a healthy male figure that always treated you with respect, always treated you like a princess, like a queen, you're not going to deal with anyone's dusty ass son saying some foul ass shit to you. You know what I mean? You're going to be you're not going to have tolerance for that. My dad didn't treat me like that. Who the are you? Bye. That's how I feel like it would be. Maybe not. For a lot of women, it's not, but I'm saying ideally. So that was one of my issues, dealing with disrespect. And yeah, no. Yeah. So yeah, that was one, dealing with disrespect. Two was not knowing the role of a woman. Like, I know we're in 2021, about to be 2022, and like there's no gender roles and blah blah blah, but listen, I'm a little old school, so like I definitely believe that. And it's not bad for a man to be different from a woman. Like, we're not the same. Yes, we're equal, but we're not the same. Like, a man and a woman, like, yeah, we're equally important, but we are not the same, and we're not meant to be the same. There's a man and there's a woman for a reason. Okay, nature. So one of my issues was not knowing my role as a woman, because I never saw the role of a man. So I was very I thought it was my role to like take care of a man. Like, even if he wasn't taking care of me, like taking care of a man, like catering to a man, like even if he wasn't taking, like, it's great to cater to your man if it's equal, if it's reciprocated. If he's doing that for you, like, cool, do that for him too. But I was doing it for guys that wasn't worth shit to me, had nothing to offer my life, not a thing. Like, I was the angel in their life and they were the devil in my life. Like, they did nothing for me, but I was like, here, like, let me do this for you. It makes me want to throw up now, the way I used to be. Honestly, it doesn't even get me angry at myself. It makes me want to love that girl, because when, now that I'm on a different level of self-aware, I can apologize to myself and be like, well, never let that happen again type shit, you know? So that was another one of my issues, being overly giving, almost like as if I was trying to prove my worth to a man, instead of realizing this man should be proving his worth to me. Like, why am I trying to prove that I'm worthy to a man when he should be proving that he's worthy to me? Like, I'm the prize, I'm the queen. Like, you're supposed to be, hold on, let me get right for Gabriella, you know? It's not me, like, you know? Anyway, so that was one of them. So what was the first one? I forgot. But so yeah, that's the second way that I was shadowing daddy issues into my life. So being overly giving, overly like that, tolerating disrespect was the first one. The third one kind of piggybacks off the last one, is not knowing how to let a man do something for me. And this, I will sometimes put the blame on myself, because I've had men try to do things for me, and I just had this, I would never say I don't need a man for shit, but my energy was very much, I don't need a man for shit. Like, a guy would try to pay for me and I would literally already have my card out, like, nah, I'm good. Or a guy would try to pay for us and I would pay for us because I never wanted to be, or not that I never wanted to be, I didn't know how to be provided for by a man. Ever. That shit's deep, okay? Like, that, I think that's was one of my biggest, and even kind of still is, I'm not gonna lie, like, I still deal with feeling uncomfortable when a man does something for me. Like, nowadays, I'll let a guy pay for me at the movies, I'll let a guy do these things, because I realize guys feel good doing that, and I was blocking that for so long. Ew, why is this emotional? Seriously though. Whew, hold on. I was blocking that for so long. Like, I was like, I just didn't know how to be let me stop until I get myself together. All right, we're back. It was literally just 30 seconds. Don't get overwhelmed. But, so I didn't know how to be provided for by a man, even to the littlest things, the smallest things, him buying me something to eat, him paying for us, Like, let a man be a man. Like, let him pay for you. I just didn't know how to do that. And even that, I still kind of struggle with that because I never had the example of a man providing for me as a man. So it's like, I was always like, here's my card. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. Almost to the point that it was embarrassing. Like, I would like force to pay. Even when they were insisting, like, I would force to pay. Like, it makes me want to throw up now. Like, I'm a woman. I'm an attractive woman. I'm beautiful. Like, I'm worth a guy taking me out and paying for everything. Covering everything. Not all the time, of course, because I still have my own money and, like, you know, I can definitely do things for a man I love. But let him pay for you. Let him take you out. Let him be a man. Men like that. Also, like, as I realized and as I started to be more open to it and let guys do things for me, they like that. It makes them, like, literally emotionally thrive as a man. Like, let them be a provider. Let them cater to you. Let them do these things, because that's why I said I kind of put the blame on myself, because, like, in a way, because I didn't let certain guys do that for me before, and I feel like I pushed them away because I was like that. Or I guess I always just had this misconception, like, a guy would like a woman with her Miss Independent shit or paying for things. I thought a guy would like that, and a man doesn't like that. A leech likes that. A user likes that. So I'll just leave that right there. A user likes that. A user takes advantage of that. A man does not like that. A man gets turned off from that. A man will like a woman to, like, show appreciation and get him something once in a while. Or, hey, I thought of you. Like, I got you this. You know, men like that. But men don't like a woman taking over and being like, let me get this. Let me pay for everything. Like, blah, 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 blah. Like, being his provider. Like, that should be a huge turn off to a man. If you're a man. You know what I mean? But users and leeches like that. So I was confusing the two. But, so that was the fourth. Was that the fourth or third one? I'm pretty sure that was the third one. First one was dealing with disrespect. Second one was being overly giving. And third one is not knowing how to accept kindness and giving from a man. So, yeah, I think that's my biggest one. The last two, actually, they're all equally very big. So I'm not even going to say biggest one, smallest one. Like, they're all daddy issues, man issues. Yeah, so I didn't know what it was like to have a man provide for me, and I therefore never allowed it and did the exact opposite and tried to be the provider myself. So that was a daddy issue. I'm trying to think of another one. I wish I wrote them down. There's probably more. I'm sure there's more. Yeah, just dealing with disrespect, not knowing how to be provided for by a man, therefore being over giving and over trying to prove my worth to a man when it should be definitely equal or the other way around. Yeah. I think those are the main three, and I kind of want to leave it at that. I don't want to force thinking of, like, a bunch of extra things. Those are definitely my biggest three main examples that I dealt with, and I can deal with them because I recognize them now. So that's my last point of this video. Recognizing is the first step to changing and evolving. If you recognize something, self-awareness, if you recognize something, you can change it. You can get to know yourself. Like, literally, sit yourself down, be like, this is an issue that I have. Where does it stem from? Okay? Like, we are all complex individuals, souls, beings having a human experience. And there's a reasoning for everything. If you act a certain way, if you do a certain thing, if you have a tendency to do something, it stems from somewhere. And unpack yourself, get to know yourself, write a letter to yourself, really do this self-work, because this, in my life today, I'm literally trying to heal generational trauma. Like, I feel like through healing my own trauma, I can heal my daughter's potential trauma. I could heal my niece's potential trauma. I could heal my great-great-grandfather's, my great-great-grandmother's trauma, you know? Like, generational trauma ends and can end with you, you know? So through recognizing your own things and letting the cycle end with yourself, that's how you heal future generations and past generations. So recognizing is the first step to changing, and I really just woke up this morning and wanted to make this video. I'm not even going to heavily edit it or make it anything that it's not. I'm going to just post this and let you guys take what it is from it. And if you can relate, please comment in the comments. Like, I literally love interactions on topics like this. Like, I love topics like this. Like, I would love, you know, I'm going to manifest that right now and put that out into the universe. I would love to have a show to talk about these topics. Like, I think that's what I use YouTube for on a little small platform right now. It's going to grow, okay? Putting it out there. One day, millions of people are going to see this video. Thousands, millions are going to see this video. And it's going to blow up and people are going to see this, okay? But, yeah. So, little small platform right now, but I would love, and I'm going to have a show where I talk about these topics and heal people and heal generations through self-realization and just healing through bowls, through happiness and all that, you know? So, yeah. This video is definitely not black and white. There's many people who grew up with a healthy father figure. And sometimes I thought it's better for me to not have grown up with a dad if my dad was a toxic person, you know? Or I'm saying that as an example. I'm not saying my dad was a toxic person, but I'm saying I always thought, like, you know, I'm better off growing up without a dad if the dad I was given in this life was not ideal, you know? It's better to grow up without a dad than to grow up with a dysfunction dad, you know? So that's always another thing I thought. But either way, no matter how you cut the cake, like, you can still have these issues in any way, shape, or form. And like I said, recognizing is the first step to changing. And I'm happy to say I'm changing. That damaged girl that was attracted to damaged people is now a healing/healed woman that is not attracted to damaged people. And yeah, I'm learning to allow the blessings into my life and allow men to be men to me. And yeah, I've had men that's like seen me like as this beautiful woman that they just want to like be with and cater to, and I blocked that. I didn't allow that. And that's blocking your blessings when you don't realize why you have these issues, and just let it happen, you know? So yeah. I hope this video, I know it was pretty much just a therapy session for me, but I hope you got something out of it. Like, I forgot you guys were even there. Like, I was just here with myself doing this. But yeah, I hope you guys got something from this video. If you can relate, if you have something to add, please let me know down below. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.